Hi, you're listening to Listen to Local with Adam Velo, and I'm Adam Velo. And beside me, I thought it would be a good guest to get because, in her words, she is nice to meet. I mean, I wouldn't need to meet her because I've seen her quite a few times at this point. But thought I'd welcome her onto the show. Yeah, of course, 2025 has been very fine for her through new album, national tour, tours overseas as well, and yeah, opening for a certain Ed Sheeran next year. So welcome to the
Yes.
show, Mia Wray.
Yay. Thanks for having me.
Appreciate you so much being on. Yeah, so you pretty much have almost literally just come off stage at Spilt Milk. What were
Pretty
some of
much,
your
yeah.
yeah? What were some of your favorite performances throughout the festival?
I think look, they're also different. I think between Canberra and Gold Coast might have been my favorite. Canberra because it was raining, and so everyone wanted to be under the tent, so I kind of had them hostage. And then Gold Coast, I think might have been my actual favorite because it wasn't raining and lots of people chose to be there, and it was like a full tent, so that was really nice. But yeah, it was all good. I've never done a touring festival before, so it was nice, kind of starting to create nice little relationships with other artists because you just like seeing them a bunch and just good luck at your show, or oh, how did your show go, and all of that kind of stuff is really nice, especially it's just even weirder when you're in the DJ tent. The only other band that beside us was Don West. So me and Don West's band all bonded because the rest of the acts that were on our show on our stage was um Rebecca Black and um Genesis Owusu, who had it was kind of just him dancing around to track and crazy visuals and stuff. So yeah, it's just a weird mix of acts, but no, we're all doing the same thing. So yeah.
Yeah. And I mean, obviously, I heard when you were at Spilt Milk itself, you were sat down and chat to Anika from Triple J. And
Yeah.
I was wondering if you did get caught outside of Rebecca Black's, change room
Oh,
or.
no, I actually ended up her one of her dancers, Charles, because she had two dancers with her, and I got to know him a little bit, and that was really nice because our green rooms are kind of close together.
Yeah.
But no, I didn't have any chats with Rebecca, but I got along with her dancers really nice, really well, and I don't know, they were just very camp and dramatic, and I loved their outfits and just screamed every time I saw them. So yeah.
Yeah. I mean, maybe we'll see it on the next national tour. Some backup
Oh look,
S.
who knows? Who knows?
You've pretty much been on the road non-stop for the past few months with Space Jane in Europe prior to Spill right now. What are some of your, most unhinged tour memories of that?
Of Spacey Jane.
Yeah.
Um, I kept it fairly hinged, I think. Or
Not too
actually,
fast.
no, sorry,
Oh,
no.
no.
There was one thing where we were going from Amsterdam to Berlin, and naturally, when you're in Amsterdam, you take part in the local delicacies
The cuisine,
of
yes.
yeah the local cuisine, and traveling to Berlin the next day and crossing the German border.
Yeah.
um we had a little bit on us, but wasn't anything to be worried about, kind of thing. We
Yeah.
we're just oh, we'll just hide it within something in the car, kind of thing.
Yeah.
And then my tour manager was oh, usually it's really chill, especially when you're driving, you don't get pulled over, it's just chill. We got pulled over and they all had guns, and they were all getting ready to need all of our documents and everything. And one of my band members as we were pulling in was like, I'm just gonna swallow the whole. And so,
Yeah.
sorry, it's my dog.
No,
Yeah, I'm just gonna swallow the whole thing. And he just said, "See you later. See you later, everyone." He took a big risk for big one for the team.
yeah.
Um, but like, it was like barely anything. But
Yeah, yeah,
in those circumstances, you just don't want to risk anything. So
yeah.
yeah, I think that was like the craziest thing that happened because it was just so stressful that like, yeah, just and the whole van just stunk of weed and we were just like, fuck.
I'm just imagining
Uh,
like a tour headline if it had been like, Australian rising star caught in on German border.
yeah, no, it was a tense time. But apart from that, like honestly, I didn't drink the whole time. Like it was really important to me that I looked after myself so I could do the whole 15 shows because that
Yeah.
was like, yeah, I kept it really chill because it was the first time that I have ever done that many shows in a row, like
Mm.
consecutively. Um, and yeah, so I kept it pretty relaxed.
Yeah.
But yeah, that German border thing really was like, oh my gosh, this could have been so different.
Because
But anyway,
I
it's a
see
funny
people
story
that
now.
yeah, yeah. I see people that do like 40 regional shows. I'm like, how do you do that?
Mm,
I don't
mm.
understand how that's possible.
No, totally. I think you just like, you build up a callus to it, like you build up a callus to anything. And so,
Yeah,
like, it just like I filmed a music video the other day, and I had my sister and my cousin in it.
yeah,
And I think like in their heads, they're like, oh, music videos are like really fun and like easy and like just whatever. And like on the second day of shooting, they were like, how do you do this? Like, we're so done. And I was like,
yeah,
but, my sister's a midwife and my cousin's a scientist. Like that, those are
yeah,
like things that I could never, not that I could never do, but like if you worked at it enough, that's just how it is and you get on
yeah,
with it and you do it. And like, yeah. So it's just, I think I'm starting to understand how people do it, but the sacrifice is that you pretty much like if you want longevity in touring, you don't drink, you don't do
mm,
drugs, you sleep whenever you can, and you just look after yourself in every way possible. Like that's how you do it, and that's how you do it for a long time, I think.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
And I mean, I feel like you managed that really well looking at the atmosphere from all your support slots across that tour. It looked like it was such a magical tour to be on
It
overall.
was. They're so lovely.
Yeah. And yeah, of course, I did reference at the start. You go again, you bring that experience again to the road with a certain Ed Sheeran. What's the
Yes.
preparation for that looking like so far?
It's like me in my bedroom at 3 a.m. being like, thank you, Melbourne. Um, like
Well,
in my pajamas. And it's just like my dog just being like, can you give me the flicking cheese already? So like, yeah, I don't know how I can prepare for that other than like, we've got a bunch of rehearsals locked in. We've got a production rehearsal locked in. I mean, it's gonna be a learn as you go kind of thing because obviously, like, I've never been in that setting before. I've asked Budra, who did the last year one, I'm like,
yeah,
any advice? I really should message Maisie Peters and just see if she has any advice as well. But like, I mean, you're just gonna have to, I mean, I'm just gonna have to try and like read the room slash like read the
mm,
stadium um as much as I can and just deliver the best I can in the moment without compromising what I do anyway. I don't want to
yeah,
change it too much, but I'm also aware that like, I might not even have screens. So like I'm
mm,
just gonna have to like consider my outfit to be like a lighter color so people can spot, the little ant moving across the
yeah, yeah,
stage and be like, oh, or like make my movements a bit bigger, or like I think like banter as well. Like,
yeah,
my banter is usually like in the moment, on the spot, anything can happen. But I feel like in a stadium, especially with everything being so echoey, it's like you've just got to be really clear, concise, and simple in what you say.
Mm.
And also you've only got 30 minutes to like get your message across. So there's a few things that will be different, but I don't want to compromise too much. But
Mm.
we'll see. Maybe I play the first show and I'm like, everything has to change.
Yeah.
Like I don't know.
Well,
Figuring it out.
I did say on Patreon you were, experimenting with experimental type music. You were going to bring
Yes. Yes, you have seen the process of the next album.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think like that's another thing that like I'm really excited for is that we're going to be playing like a bunch of new
Mm.
songs. And it's all been recorded with my actual band, which is
Yeah.
really exciting as well. So like that transferring into a live show,
Mm.
especially like a stadium show, is like really exciting.
Yeah.
So yes, but yes, I've been playing with lots of really weird sounds, which is fun.
Yeah. And
I feel like I didn't really get that with the first record, but this one I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna like just get a bit weird and
yeah.
try shit. Yeah.
Yeah. And this will be like the first one that you've recorded without like an interruption of like COVID or something like that,
Mm,
if I'm right. Yeah, yes.
totally. Actually, I
Yeah,
didn't even think of that until you
yeah,
just said that now. That's so
yeah,
true.
yeah.
There were so many interruptions. Yeah, wow. Yeah, so we've so far we've recorded it. We did, well, I did pre-production, just me and Scott, who's
Mm.
the producer. And then we did pre-production with the band where we all came to the studio and all played through the tracks and see what worked, what didn't,
Yeah.
without the pressure of being like it's being recorded kind of
Mm.
thing. So we could all just play a bit and see like what felt good, because also that's going to feel good on stage as well,
Yeah.
which is like really fun. And then we came back and actually recorded it, and we did about 5 songs. And then just recently, before after getting back from Spacey, we did like another 3, and then we've got like another couple to go.
Mm.
But yeah, I mean, it's like it's not been mixed yet, but like as far as like tracking, like a lot of the tracking is done, which is exciting.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm just like I'm just like nonstop. I think
Yeah.
I had like 2 full months of like nothing in winter.
Yeah.
And I
Yeah.
was just like, I don't want to just sit around and wait for someone to tell me, like, give me permission to like start working on the next project.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, like I'm just practicing like stepping into like being a leader of my own thing. Like, yeah, I'm
Mm.
signed to a label and they like give me advice and stuff, but I should lead it. And I was like, I've got another album in me, let's go, kind of
Mm.
thing. And it was just like, it's just
Mm.
nice to be like, that's kind of, it's very much like we're in the middle of it, but it's like it's so realized.
Yeah.
So I'm so excited.
Yeah. And I guess that's like you mentioned you have your label there, which is of course Mushroom, but like it is in a way a different type of label in the way that's an independent label as well.
Yeah.
So compared to like
Yeah. It's not like a
Sony Warner,
major.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mm.
Totally.
Yeah, and of course, yeah, of course, this is the album coming up, but you did launch your extremely successful debut one earlier this year.
Mhm.
Some people have said that you are an overnight success, but in reality, it's been years of hard work, clearly.
Who said that?
Did the project? I'm like 99% sure the project called you an overnight success. I was like, what?
That was just like some producer in the back being like, I don't know who this is. This is like, but I'm
What
not
does it?
like, look, that's a nice thing for someone to say, but like, I've been doing this for like,
Yeah,
yeah, a
yeah,
while. So
yeah.
yeah,
But what does it feel
whatever.
like to have built the community you have around this specific release in particular?
Um, it feels like I felt quite separated from my audience before going on tour, like before
Mm.
that Australian tour. Um, oh, maybe not, maybe a little bit the tour before the one earlier this year. because obviously like I released so many singles that were like
Mm.
from the record. And just to like start playing shows where people, I could actually be in the same room with people that were like singing the words back to me for the first time. I think that was like, oh cool, there's like a proper community here of people that are like relating to it, connecting with it, making friends with other people that connect with it. And I was like, cool, all I want to do is just build on this. And so like it feels so nice to um be held
Mm.
by fans like yourself, um and seeing that start to like, I guess, spiderweb across like overseas as well. I've got this one fan in the UK called Cameron,
Mm.
and we did the Spacey Jane tour, and he came to every single UK and Europe's show.
Mm.
And like, and you know, like then he's telling his friends about it, and then his friends are coming, and it's just like music is so powerful in that way that like I feel like I'm not really doing the heavy lifting there. Like I'm just trying to be honest. I record it, I sing it. That's my passion. But the real power is with the community and with the
Mm.
fans that choose what to do with that music and how they hold each other with it.
Mm.
So that's really nice to see when I finally get to be in the same room as all of those people. I feel like I'm also watching a show
Yeah.
that like I've been waiting to see. Do you know what I mean? Like it's
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
I'm a fan of my community as much as they're a fan of the music.
Yeah.
So it's nice. It's like it's nice trade of like our passion for the music, but like we're both like it's so funny because when people are in the crowd, they think that you can't see them because like, and like look, sometimes you can't because there's lots of lights on you, but
Yeah.
like most of the time I see every single person, and it's like I've also bought a ticket to this show and I get to watch everyone sing
Yeah. Yeah.
their favorite song or have a moment with their buddy that like they've bonded over a certain lyric or a certain like, yeah, so it's just like it's super rewarding and I love it. I think it's great.
Yeah, it's so beautiful the communities that you can see amongst obviously your fandom and also many other fandoms that are built around. I feel like Australian music is even stronger than even more like overseas acts. I feel like the Australian community enhances that even more, and it's just so
Mm,
beautiful.
mm.
Yeah, I mean, half the time I travel with friends to concerts and have met people at concerts and go to another
Totally.
ones, and
I'm sure heaps of your friends have all you've met them at gigs
yeah,
because
yeah,
I just feel like, yeah, I just think that's so awesome. I think it's
yeah.
great. So good.
Yeah. And yeah, obviously earlier this year you were actually nominated for the Michael Gudinski Award at the ARIAs this year. What are some
Yeah.
of your memories of working with Michael and yeah when you got uh, this nomination from it?
I think like I know how proud and excited he would still be about, I guess, like the Mia Wray project. Um, my experience of working with him was just like relentless and obsessed passion for
Mm,
music. That is the best way that I can describe him.
mm,
I don't think he ever was like, oh, okay, now I'll go on holiday and I'll not be working. Like it was like he was on holiday, but he was like on the phone, like
yeah.
revving an artist up or like talking to his employees and inspiring people and like just kind of like shaking people awake, being like, come on, let's go. And like that was pretty much the experience of Michael. And it also felt like a TV show as well because his connections, you know, people just I think, and maybe like really other big artists share that same thing that he has of just this relentless obsession. If you want to,
mm,
if you want to be as big as Bruce Springsteen or Ed Sheeran, like you've got to be relentless, you've got to be obsessed. And that's why he had those kinds of relationships with those kinds of um, musicians, because they had that in common. It's
mm.
just that Michael couldn't sing to save his life, but the passion
True.
was exactly the same.
Yeah.
It was matched, and that's why he had those contacts like Elton John and like, I don't know, like I think Sting, I don't know, but like just like
Mm,
um and I think I had that in common with Michael as well, but I think I was and am still like a bit timid about it. Like, you
mm,
know, I'm still trying my best to, I have the relentlessness and I have the
mm,
obsession. It's just like trying to step into the leadership and the confidence and letting go of doubt, part of it
mm,
that I think he was trying to encourage me to, you know, step into.
mm,
Um, but yeah, when I got nominated for the aria, for the Michael Gudinski aria, I just like, it was like I had already won in
mm.
my head, no matter the outcome. And I actually bumped into Nina Geraci like at the start of the Aria's
Yeah.
evening. I just congratulated her in advance because I was like, babe, you're winning.
Yeah.
And she was so lovely about it.
Yeah.
Um, and she totally deserves it.
Yeah.
I caught her set at Spilt Milk, and you know, she's fantastic. And
Yeah.
obviously our music is very, very different, but the passion is not different. It's exactly
Mm,
the same. And so like, you know, I'm not sad about losing it to her at all. And I'm not sad that it was the Michael Gudinski Award that I
mm.
lost to her. You know, like
Yeah.
he's proud of me no matter what. And he knows that I'm still as obsessed as ever. And that's all that matters. And um, it was a crazy time going to the Arias for the first time.
Yeah.
And presenting for the first time was a bit nerve-wracking,
Yeah.
but it was a really lovely evening, and yeah, super grateful.
Yeah. The
Yeah.
the only thing that was missing of that ARI experience though is that it was normally the traditional G flip post arias after party, but wasn't done
Yeah,
this year.
G was very tired. I'm pretty sure they flew in just for the
Yeah.
arias, and I think they said something like when they, because they played with what's his face, Kelly
Yeah, Kelly Holiday. Yeah.
Kelly Holiday.
Yeah. Yeah.
They
Yeah.
played with Kelly Holiday, and they were playing saxophone, and they were like, I think I pulled my back out when I was like doing this, like because
Yeah.
they leaned back like doing a big note.
Yeah.
And like I went up to them and was like, oh hi, like, you know, like catch up, you know, haven't seen them in forever. And their eyes were like half closed, like
Oh.
just like so tired. I was like, why do you do this? And the same thing, they're just fucking obsessed
Yeah.
with music. So like,
Yeah.
you know, it's just, and I know Michael really, really loved G as well.
Yeah. Yeah.
So no, yeah, I haven't experienced the G after party yet, but one day,
Yeah, we'll
day.
make it next year, of course. That'll
Yeah,
be there.
you can be my plus one.
Yeah, should I hold that? Probably not.
You've got it screen recorded.
I mean, technically, I do.
Yeah.
But no, obviously, Michael has obviously always identified you early on with that, giving you some of your biggest performances, ironically, in television shows, which you said he
Mm.
was like with Stave Music, The Sound,
Mhm.
Mushroom 50, more recently, of course.
Mm.
Um, yeah, well, what do you think Australian music can do to put more emerging artists like that on television and online?
I mean, Michael just had this thing where he wouldn't really take no for an answer.
Mm, yeah,
Um, and I don't, I honestly don't know who that is today, like who is carrying the torch.
mm,
Um, as far as putting like Australian acts on television, I even feel like the project were trying to do that for a bit. I noticed that
Indeed.
they were like, yeah. And I was like,
Mm,
that's cool. But then, obviously the project got cancelled. So I'm like, I don't know. It's in like this weird kind of floaty space at the moment.
mm,
And I don't know who's going to come in and, fight for that.
mm.
Uh, but yeah, the only thing that comes to mind is oh, what's that game show? You know, the one where they're like Australian Adam
Ah, Specs and Specs, of course. Yeah,
Speaks and
yeah,
Specs.
yeah,
Like that's
yeah.
that Speaks and Specs is the only thing that like comes to
Mm,
mind of like being like, here's this Aussie band doing a cover of this, or like, that kind of thing. I'm like, that's really cool because that is on the telly. But like, yeah, I don't know. And like everything is so chronically online these days as
mm.
well. Like we don't have that late night talk show kind of thing that America and like the UK
No,
has with like Jules Holland. Like if we
yeah,
had a Jules Holland show, like
mm,
oh my god, that would be so exciting.
yeah,
Um, yeah, I love that's like the like I got to go as like the live audience once, and like that was like really really cool to see
mm,
because it's not just like oh here's a bunch of like actors and celebrities talking and then here's a band. It's like they're all bands, and it's
yeah,
just
yeah,
like if ABC could do that, I feel like they do that, but like on not New Year's, they do it
yeah.
like annually. What's it called?
So they do the New Year's
No,
Eve
not that. It's the
as
other one. It's
well.
like in the studio.
Is that the set or something like?
Yeah,
No.
the set.
Yes,
Like
that's right.
if
Yeah,
the set was like every week
yeah,
and we got funding from like the Adam, I mean, I guess is ABC funded by the government?
yeah,
I don't
yeah.
really, that's like a really stupid question on my behalf because I should know that. But yeah, I'm just learning and I'm
Yeah,
open to learning. If there was funding to make that like a weekly or fortnightly thing, that would be really, really cool.
yeah,
But
yeah.
again, like, how many people are actually watching that, you know,
That's
compared to
that's
people that are just watching Netflix at home and not even like just flicking across it. So
yeah,
obviously a really good marketing campaign, lots of advertisement, and getting like really fucking like cool bands on there. So then you can hop on some like up and coming bands alongside it and just like that
yeah.
would be I'd love to see that on Aussie TV. That would be cool.
Me too. I mean, yeah,
The
Rockwiz
Aussie Jules
obviously.
Holland.
Yeah, obviously Rockwiz also upheld
Mm,
that for many a year and moved to Foxtel briefly. But yeah,
mm,
even that didn't survive the um being on television overall.
mm,
But there is one series that the ABC do. It's of course the Like a Version performance, which
mm.
you happen to be one of the alumni that was able to be called up for that and do Silk Chiffon. What was
Mm.
that all like?
It was like, oh yes, you can have some more cheese. Here you go. Um, good girl. It was like, look, I like love Triple J, but like I suggested so many songs
Mm,
before they agreed on Silk Chiffon.
yeah,
And like it kind of was like almost like the 10th suggestion on my behalf before they were
yeah,
like, yeah, like that will work. Because some of the songs were taken by other artists,
yeah,
like they were already booked in to do that. And then some they were just like, oh, maybe kind of thing. And it's just like, I don't feel like it was like back in the day when like you could kind of just do anything you wanted as long as it was played on Triple J. I think that was the
mm,
only rule. You could do whatever
yeah,
you wanted and you would come in studio and it would genuinely be live kind of
mm,
thing. Like it would be like this pre-recorded thing. And while I respect that it's a pre-recorded thing, so then we make sure that it's right, it's not as like exciting. And so
mm,
like I felt really safe in the space knowing that we could do like a couple or like a few recordings of like the same thing. Like that felt good. But it didn't feel like I was being like, I was doing something that I was like, yes, like I'm really connected to this.
Yeah.
Um, and so, and it wasn't like that widely received. Do you know what I
Mm.
mean? Like
Yeah.
it's not viral or even that popular, I guess. And I know this because it wasn't something I was really connected to. And if I
Mm.
had have had a chance to, I guess, be like fully backed by them, being like anything you want to do as long as someone else hasn't already done it and it's been played on Triple J, like whatever calls to you, do that kind of thing.
Mm.
Um, yeah, so it was like a beautiful experience in the way that the crew were really nice. Like obviously everyone at Triple J, like I love them kind of thing.
Yeah.
And like genuinely get along with and genuinely believe that they have true passion for music. But I just feel like the whole idea of it, it's just died a bit when it
Mm.
because it's like not as live and as exciting.
Mm.
Um, and I wish they would bring that back
Yeah.
because I think that it would re-enter its iconicness
Mm.
like it used to be. And like, it's still great. It's awesome. It's just a bit of a different thing. Um, and I've got heaps of mates that like back in the day, they'd be like, we just rock up to the studio and just like go kind
Yeah.
of
Yeah.
thing. And I'm like, that's awesome. Like that's
Yeah.
rock and roll. Like, where's
Yeah.
that? So I'm like, when people are like, oh, why don't you play Silk Chiffon at your shows? I'm like, because I don't really like it. And I didn't like it on
Yeah.
the day, but I just like felt pressured to be like, okay, well, I'll do this song. And I remember talking to Alex Leahy about it. And
Yeah.
she was like, you just need to like, if you be like, I want to do this song, and they go, oh, what if what if you try this? You just need to be like, that's the song I'm doing.
Mm.
That's it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And like I didn't know that that was an option. And so I love Alex Leahy, and
Yeah.
hopefully you get to have her on because I'm sure she'd love you. And
Yeah.
I just she really I guess like gave me a good pep talk and just being like, no, like if you want to do a certain song, you do that. And if they don't like it, be like, cool, no worries. That's it. Like, don't
Yeah.
compromise to just be like, oh, I have to make the most of this opportunity because I might never get asked again. It's
Yeah.
like, no, like stay true. And if they're not vibing with it, it's all good. And you'll
Yeah.
come back around. And I think that's what I learned. So I feel really bad when like people really like that cover because I'm like, oh, that thing could have been so much cooler.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
So,
like, look, I love Muna. I love
yeah.
that song. I think it's great. I just don't think it was the best thing that Mia Wray could do.
Yeah.
So that's my very honest answer. And I know we've got 3 minutes left. So um,
Well, if you had at a show somewhere, just yeah, just make sure not to ask about where that comes. Maybe pick delete or like
I'm like, Silk Chiffon. And I think I
um,
was also a bit like annoyed because I was like, oh, is this just like a thing because it like happened to be like Pride Month? Was it Pride Month or Pride? It was Pride Weekend
mm,
or something. And I was like, had just kind of, I guess, officially come out through songs that I was releasing. And I was like, is this just like a weird kind of piggyback on like the whole like being a queer artist thing? And like that also felt a bit
mm,
what's the word?
disingenuous.
Oh no,
Yeah,
so it was
no,
ingenuine of me for
disingenuine.
me
Yeah,
personally, yeah,
yeah,
disingenuine
yeah.
to feel like I was piggybacking off of that. I'm like,
Mm,
that's not. And respect to the artists that really take that on board and make it their brand, but it's not really like I don't I'm not defined by my sexuality. And that's
mm,
what also that doing that cover felt like it was that to me.
yeah,
And I think I don't know, and I'm not going to assume, but I was like, is that why they were kind of being like, oh, that's a great choice because of the theme of the songs that I was putting out? And it was just like, I was like, I don't want to piggyback off of this. But then, it was too late. We had rehearsed it, sounded all right. And I was like, look, it's an all right song for sure, kind of
Yeah.
thing. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? And
yeah.
it's just like, that's how it feels to me. And I'm just honest about it.
Yeah.
And I just feel like it's not, yeah, I don't fuck with it.
Well, I mean, that honesty is what has made me such a fan of you for so long. And yeah, it's been a pleasure to have you on the show today. Thank you
Thanks,
so
Star.
much.
Sorry, you've got like 40 seconds.